Hello, welcome to your 30-day challenge. I'm Lydia and today is day 10. We're going to be working through some posture movements today and stretches. The main idea I'm going to be working through is just lengthening the front of the body, opening up the chest, the shoulders, the neck, and then also strengthening the back of the body. So it's really important the rotator cuff, the back muscles are super strong. When you are seated for a long time during the day, the tummy muscles do get super relaxed as well as the glutes. So we'll do a few strengthening exercises around the core and glute area as well. I hope you enjoy. So today we're going to begin in child pose, bringing the feet together, the knees wide, and just relaxing with the hips back, feeling into the stretch and just checking in, seeing how you feel today. Maybe the forehead meets the floor, taking some deep breaths, and just relax the shoulders, spread the hands, and check in with the lower back. Find puppy pose. So we're going to start by lifting the hips. You can take this one quite soft if you haven't done it before, or if you're still, maybe this is the first bit of movement you've done today. So we're going to ground the hands, spread the fingers, the elbows become wide, and you want to try and engage the elbows towards each other through the floor. The serratus anterior, so all the muscles down the back of the arm are engaged, so you're not just relaxing into it. It's quite an active stretch. The hips stay high. Let's sink the chest down, finding a nice length through the lower back. The tailbone lifts. This is feeling good. Stay here, or you can begin to lengthen the arms, keeping the shoulders away from the ears as you sink the chest down towards the floor. Maybe the forehead meets the ground, and we're just going to hold for 5 more breaths. Feeling some tension release through the front of the body. The upper back is engaged, and maybe you feel those muscles really work now to keep the shoulders away from the ears. On your next exhale, let's lower the hips as we bring the body through. Tuck the tailbone into a sphinx pose. The hands stay where they are. We're going to engage the glute muscles. Really push up through the fingertips as we lengthen the spine, lengthen the chest as we bring the shoulder blades back and down. Feeling a gentle back bend. Be mindful of the lower back. Inhale, exhale, let's push through the fingers. Lengthen the gap between the shoulder and the ear. Feeling the serratus anterior engage again now. On your next exhale, let's ripple through the spine, bringing the body down onto the mat. We're going to lengthen out the right arm now. So the hand comes in line with the shoulder. Ground the shoulder on the floor as we pick up that left foot. Ground the leg down and relax the head. Coming into a nice open position for your right shoulder. With this left hand, you can place it on the mat just to help support. Breathe into it and feel some tension release as you exhale. So this one's really good just to open up the chest. Keep the shoulder blades sitting back and down. And on your next exhale, let's bring the body back to center, lengthening out your left arm, hands in line with the shoulder. Bring that right foot onto the mat as we open out onto this side. Relax the head. Take some deep breaths. And just see how it feels for you on this side. And on your next exhale, let's bring it back to center. Now we're going to find a nice back extension. So nice and light on the fingertips. Let's lift the chest. So the fingertips are grounding you. You might be able to lift up a little bit higher here. As you use the back muscles, the elbows become wide. Shoulder blades are pulled back and down. Engage into the glutes. On your next exhale, we're going to release the hands but keep that back extension. So you might lower the body. Find a nice W shape so the shoulder blades are squeezing in towards each other. Now lift the legs. Hold for another 3 breaths. And on your next exhale, let's release. Lowering the hands. The hands come underneath the shoulders. Tuck the tailbone as we push up onto your knees and bring the hips back. Relax the head. Maybe you rock side to side like we did before. Gently walking the hands up towards you. If it's comfortable to sit onto the heels, then stay here, but lift the hips if you need to. So from here, we're going to inhale as we reach up with the right arm, bend into that elbow. With your left hand, you can gently press onto the elbow to find some length through the back of the arm. So you're working into the triceps. If this feels good, you can also reach that left arm behind, reach for that top hand and roll the shoulder blade back and down. Breathing into the belly and finding some length through the spine. Maybe you close down the eyes and we're just really opening up the shoulders here. Yeah, you can also use a strap, which will be good if you can't reach the hands. Taking 2 more breaths. Finding some length in the neck. And on your next exhale, let's slowly release. Ground in the hands, tucking the toes, lift the hips into your first down dog. Shoulders come away from the ears. Let's really lengthen through the tailbone, relax the head through the shoulders, and keep the shoulders active as they come away from the ears. Keeping the feet in line with the hips, let's ripple through the spine as you inhale. Let's find a nice strong high plank, engage the core. So we're going to hold here for 30 seconds. It's really important the core muscles are strong to support the spine. And like I said, if you are quite sedentary during the day, these muscles do become underactive. So you need to strengthen them when you can. So let's see how this feels for another 15 seconds. If you need to, lower the knees. Hold for final 10. Try and engage the glute muscles. And on your next exhale, lower the knees. Let's bring the hips back into your child pose. Relax the head. And we're just going to flow through those movements once more. So gently lifting the hips, let's find your puppy pose. So if that felt good just now, keep the arms bent, spread the hands and relax the chest down towards the floor. The hips are high. Maybe you lengthen the arms out into your full puppy. Shoulders stay away from the ears. Maybe you lift the chin up. Hold in for another 4 breaths, keeping the shoulders pulled down and away from the ears. Breathe into the belly and really ground the feet, ground the hands. On your next exhale, we ripple through the spine as we come into your cobra. So we lower your sphinx pose, lower the hips, lift the chest and stay active through the fingertips. The shoulders come away from the ears. Breathe into the belly. If it's too intense, just ease your way out. But if you can, just really lengthen through the chest. Finding some length in the back of the neck. And on your next exhale, let's ripple it through the spine, bringing the body down onto the floor. This time, let's bend into the arms, spread the fingers. You create a cactus arm with that right side, so the elbow comes in line with the shoulder, right angle. Relax the head, and again, bring that leg over if it feels good. Grounding that left foot on the floor. Using your left hand to support. Breathe into that right shoulder, and you're lengthening the pecs here. The deltoids, the muscles you use for your chaturangas, your press-ups. On your next exhale, let's slowly bring it back to center, bending into that left side, elbow in line with the shoulder, relax the head. And again, just feel this side open, releasing some tension as you exhale. Grounding that right foot and use that right hand for support. And exhale, let's bring it back to center. Lift in the legs. Okay, let's ground the legs. The fingertips come out to the side like we worked on before. We're going to lift and lengthen through the chest. So again, finding that nice back extension. This time we're going to internally rotate. So we're going to lower one shoulder down to the center of the mat. And slowly come on out. Lower the other shoulder down. Internally rotate and come back to your cobra. So just nice and slowly moving through both sides, and you should feel a gentle release through the front of the shoulder, being mindful when you come back into that back extension in between. The head stays in line with the spine. Keep the glutes engaged and take some deep breaths. The elbows stay lifted. If you haven't done this one before, it might take a while to really get the feeling of it. Let's work through one more each side. And slowly lower. Now we lift the legs. Let's find that same back extension. So you can either hold it here, finding that nice W with the arms, or interlock the hands, lift and lengthen the arms as you open up the chest. Breathe into the belly. And on your next exhale, let's bring it down. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Same again, tuck the tailbone so the core muscles are engaged. Either push up on your knees or tuck the toes and push up into your high plank. Engage the core. Lower the knees and bring it back into a child pose. Relax the head and make any extra stretches that you need to. So we just did a few back bends there. Just check in with the lower back and see how that felt. And then in your own time, bringing it up into your tricep stretch. Bringing the hips down if that feels good, or up if you need to. Lengthening your left arm this time. Bend into the elbow, and again, use the hand on top if you need to, or reach behind as you reach for that hand, or use a strap to help. Rolling that right shoulder blade back and down, and breathing into the belly. Lengthen the neck. Maybe close down the eyes just to check in. Maybe you feel it in different areas on this side. On your next exhale, let's slowly release. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers, tucking the toes, lift the hips. Let's look for that same down dog. Nice and strong, shoulders away from the ears. Soften into the knees if you need to, and really lengthen through your lower back. Taking some deep exhalations. Relax the head, and maybe you exhale through the mouth. From here, step or jump feet to hands, finding your forward fold, and just adding some tension to release by holding onto the elbows. You can sway side to side, tucking the chin to chest, feeling the head relax towards the floor, and bend into the knees again if you need to. Really good for circulation. If you are upright during the day and maybe you need help with releasing out some inflammation, maybe in the shoulders or the spine, this one's really good to get into. Breathe into the belly and feel the belly press onto your thighs. On your next exhale, let's drop the arms and really slowly roll up through one vertebra at a time. Leaving the shoulders and the head last. Coming all the way up to standing. Let's just bring the shoulder blades back and down. Finding a nice strong posture. We're going to work through some gentle head circles as we circle all the way around in one direction. And back the other way. And then bringing your head back to neutral, finding some length in between the ear and shoulder. So in your chair position during the day, maybe if you bend into the knees, those thigh muscles are really overactive and they do become strong, but the glutes and the core is switched off. So we're going to find a nice flat back position now, and you do this in between your sun salutation. So we're going to bring the hands onto the thighs. Let's bring the hips right back into a hip hinge. The head stays in line with the spine. Shoulder blades are down the back of the body. If you're feeling super mobile, then lower the hands down, but keep that flat back. Feel the core muscles engage and length through the back of the body. Maybe you feel a stretch in the back of the hamstrings. You can also place the fingertips on the floor. If you feel like you start to round, then lift the hands up higher and come right up to the top. Keep the knees soft. We're going to hold here for another 2 breaths. Wherever you are, stay strong in the back of the body. The weight is in the heels. As you exhale, let's really push into the toes, engage the glutes as you stand up. Into your neutral position, hip extension, glutes engage, core muscles engage. Let's bring the hands onto the thighs. Inhale as we bring the hips back. Find that same shape, nice flat back. Exhale, let's push through the floor, coming all the way up to standing. Let's do one more. Find that end position, looking for your flat back. Let's hold. Either stay here for another 5 reps, or we're going to reach 5 breaths, or we're going to reach the arms up above the head. So notice now that the back of the body is engaged, the shoulders are engaging, and yeah, you're really working into the back. So hold. 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, let's slowly lower the hands back onto the legs. Step in and ground in the hands onto the floor. Spread the fingers, weight into the fingertips, step into your high plank, engage the tummy muscles. Drop the knees here if you need to. Bend into the arms, inhale as we pull through to your cobra. So we bend into the elbows if you need to, or lengthen all the way up. Maybe you engage the thigh muscles. Keep length through the ear and shoulder so the neck is lengthened. On your next exhale, we'll come back either to child pose or lift the hips straight into your downward facing dog. Walk out your down dog, relax the head, lengthening through the lower back. Really nice. On your next exhale, let's lower the knees and lift the upper body up. So now we're onto the knees. We're going to find camel pose. So another back bend to really open up the front of the body. So you can either place the hands underneath your lower back and we'll roll the shoulder blades back and down, bringing the elbows together. If this feels good, gently open up the chest as you find a back bend, pushing the hips away and keeping length in the spine so the tailbone's down. If that feels good, then maybe you bring the hands onto your heels and find your full camel pose. Relax the head, opening the chest and bringing the shoulders away from the ears. Hold in for another 3 breaths. And as you come on out, you bring the hands back onto the lower back and control it back up to neutral. Sitting down onto the heels. Interlock the hands, find a stretch through the fingers, relax the head. On your next exhale, let's bring the arms up above the head, lengthen the spine, and exhale as we slowly release the fingers either side. So we're just going to focus on the upper traps now as we bring the hands either side of you, bringing one hand onto your head, gently bring one ear to shoulder, finding some length through the upper traps. And these muscles are normally tense either from stress or where the head is too far leaning forwards during the day. So try and bring the head in line with the spine and then lower. Hold in for another couple of breaths. Maybe close down the eyes. And if it's uncomfortable sitting onto the heels, always lift the hips if you need to. On your next exhale, let's use the hand to bring the head back to center. And let's work onto the other side, releasing tension, bringing the ear towards the shoulder, finding some length through the side. And again, exhale, use the hand to bring the head back to center. Ground in the hands underneath the shoulders. Let's tuck the toes, lift the hips, looking for your down dog. From here, we're going to lift your right leg, 3-legged dog. Let's open up the hips now. From here, step that right foot through the gap. We're going to control the back knee down. Inhale as we reach the arms up. So we're looking for some hip flexor work now. These become shortened if you're sat down during the day. So let's tuck that left glute so you really lengthen through that left side. We're going to reach up with the left arm and exhale as we look down towards the right hand. Keeping the feet grounded. If that back knee is uncomfortable, just grab a cushion or roll over your mat. Wherever you are, hold for a few more breaths. Releasing tension as you exhale. Back onto this side. And slowly realign, ground in the hands, nice and light on the fingertips if you can. Let's tuck the back toes, find a nice stable high lunge. So really ground the feet here. Inhale as we reach the arms up, high lunge, or warrior one. Shoulders away from the ears, feel that length through the left hip. On your next exhale, let's forward fold. We're now going to extend the legs. Maybe you step that back foot forward so you ground the back heel. Spread the toes. Inhale, look for a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold over that front knee. So wherever you are, we're now going to really ground into the feet. We're going to bring the hands onto your hips. Lead with the chest as you come up to standing. Let's find a balance. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Really nice. So you can either forward fold from this position with your hands on the hips, or bring the hands to reach for the elbows, roll the shoulder blades back and down. But you can also find prayer. So placing the palms together, roll the shoulder blades back and down. This is an active stretch. Ground the feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale as we forward fold. So we're finding a neutral spine. Like we did just now, the hips come back. And we're keeping length in the spine. This is super active. The shoulders are really opening here as well. Maybe you feel the stretch in the back of the legs, but keep the knees soft if you need to. Hold in for 2 more breaths. And on the next exhale, lead with the chest as you come up. Engage the glutes at the top. Really nice. Let's step the back foot forwards. Keep the hands where they are. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. And on your next exhale, slowly release. Shaking out the shoulders. Ground in the feet. Inhale, let's reach the arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, place the palms together, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to floor. Step or jump. Lower the knees if you need to. Inhale, pull through to your cobra, shoulders back and down. Exhale, let's lift the hips into your down dog. Hips are high. Relax the head. Inhale as we lift up your left leg, 3-legged dog. Bringing that leg all the way through. Ground the foot as we lower that right knee. Inhale, let's reach the arms up. Tucking the tailbone, lengthen that right hip as we look down at your left arm for 5 breaths. Inhale, let's reach the arms up. Ground in your hands either side of that front foot. Let's lift and lengthen that back leg. Inhale, reaching the arms up, high lunge or warrior one. Nice, strong position, lengthening that right hip. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lowering the hands to floor. Lengthen your legs as we come into that same forward fold. Soften into the knees here if you need to. Maybe you step that back foot forwards, or you can always bring it out wider if you need to as well. Inhale, let's look for a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Round the spine. Bring the head towards that front knee. Hold in for another 2 breaths. And on your next exhale, let's bring the hands onto the hips. Lead with the chest as you engage the glutes coming up to standing. Keeping that balance. Either reach for your elbows behind the back, or let's find prayer hands. Rolling the shoulder blades back and down, hip hinge down, looking for that nice flat back. Head in line with the spine, the shoulders are away from the ears. Hold in for 3 more breaths. On your next exhale, ground the feet as you lead with the chest to come up to standing. Stepping that back foot forwards. Keep the hands where they are. And exhale, release. Bringing the toes together. Inhale, let's reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. hands to floor. Step or jump into your plank. We're going to work through one more 30-second hold. Squeeze and hold the tension. So we did one at the start and we're just going to do one at the end. Really press up through the fingertips. So you can lower the knees here, or for 10 seconds, lift one leg. Engage the glute on that side. 3, 2, 1. Other leg, lift and hold. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Control the knees down. Bring the hips back and just relax the head into your child pose. Taking some deep breaths. Before we finish with one stretch, just to really release off the back. Inhale as we come on up. Let's reach up with the right arm as we bring the knees wide. The hips stay high. Exhale, thread the needle. Ground in that right shoulder on the mat. Keeping the twist as you relax the head down. Either stay here, if that feels good. Use that left hand for support, or reach up with your left arm. And exhale, grounding that left hand onto the mat. Pressing into the hand to unwind. Inhale, let's reach up with your left arm. Open the chest and reaching through. Thread the needle, shoulder onto the mat. Opening the chest as we relax the head and reach up with your right arm. And on your next exhale, ground that right hand onto the mat and bring the body back to all fours. Let's step it through now. So you can come from your down dog, step, hop and jump, knees through, or just walk it through and bring the bum onto the mat. Feet in line with the hips, working through one core exercise. Lift and lengthen through the spine. Let's work through bow. Finding some length, shoulder blades come back and down. Breathing into the belly, looking for a little bit of balance here. Maybe you lengthen the legs. And on your next exhale, let's hug into the knees, round the spine and just work through a few rock and rolls. Loosening off any tension. Getting a little bit of a massage in through the spine. Lying all the way down, let's completely relax and just hold for 5 breaths, just to realign the body. Make any shapes here if you need to. Bring your mind and awareness back to the breath and just check in with the body, see how it feels. Just checking in with the spine and the chest. Notice how open and relaxed the body is now. As we ground the head, bring the feet wide, the hands open. Laying here and taking some time to bring some rest into your day. Maybe you bring one hand to your belly. But as you exhale, think about releasing tension through the body. Noticing any thoughts or anything that comes to mind. Release and let go. And if you have the time, stay here for a moment longer. But if you're ready to begin some movement, start by circling through the ankles. Maybe you rock the head side to side. Maybe you bring the knees to chest and just rock back through the spine. Taking anything that feels good and what you need. And then when you're ready, rolling up onto one side. and bringing yourself into a comfortable seat. Finding some length, and think about bringing the shoulders away from the ears, keeping space through the lower back, lengthening the neck, keeping the eyes closed if that feels good, and we'll just roll the shoulders back and down, lift and open the chest and lengthen the throat. Bringing the hands together. Hope you have a lovely rest of the day. Namaste.